Hello everyone, this is Chrism. I want to invite you to another conversation about your Kundalini awakening process. Sometimes our ego will cause us to have to crawl across a bed of needles. In this case, I'm crawling across a bed of pine needles, but they still stick in you. This conversation is about the ego and how it can hurt you and cause you pain if you allow it to take control of your awakening process. We will be brought low by the ego. We will be caused to move across a bed of needles, and not with the advantage of having clothes. We will be scratched, we will be torn, we will be hurt if we allow the ego to make our decisions within our awakening process. Here we are in the forest of our ego, in the brambles. Don't let your petty interests, don't let your emotional vendettas, don't let your anger and your need for revenge make your choices in your Kundalini process. Don't do that. Make the choice to go another way. Resist those blockages, because if you give in to a blockage, well, the blockage is built even higher. I'm going to suggest that no matter what occurs, that you find a way to practice the safety protocols that are given at Kundalini Awakening Systems and the1.com. You go to that website, read those safety protocols, and begin to practice the emotional balances. Forgive. Forgive. Your lack of forgiveness doesn't hurt the person that you're not forgiving. It hurts you. Hurts you in your Kundalini process. So you do as the Buddha would do. You do as the Christ would do. You do as Allah would do. You do as the Kundalini would have you do, and you forgive. You do not enrage. You do not lash out. You do not hit. You do not go into revenge. It can hurt you in the long run. It can make your experience that much more difficult in the long run. Because as you give, so shall you receive. So I am coming to you from this forest of needles. And I'm doing this to illustrate that you don't have to crawl across the floor naked. You can have the Kundalini clothe you. You can forgive. You can have tolerance. You can be honest. You can have truth. You can love unconditionally as best that you can in the society that you live in. You can do these things, and you can lift yourself off the bed of needles that the ego would have you go through. Ego and Kundalini process, they are part of the same process, but ego can make things very, very difficult. So get out of your ego. Some of you may, well, what is my ego? Well, your ego is that which makes choices that are hurtful against other people. Self-aggrandizing. Self-aggrandizing. That means giving credit to the self for everything. Greed. Revenge. Holding a grudge. These are all things of the ego, and there are many more aspects to the ego than what I'm even mentioning right now, but just start with those, and you'll do all right. Just start with forgiveness. Start with forgiveness and take yourself off this bed of needles. You don't need to be there unless you do. You decide. Thanks for watching.